Have you ever sort of stopped and pictured a future where, advanced tech closes education gaps, especially in places developing really fast? How do we actually get there beyond just, well, hoping? Okay, let's unpack this a bit. Today, we're doing a deep dive into some really fascinating news. It's from the world of immersive learning, global partnerships. Specifically, a big development happening right now in South Africa.
Yeah, and what's so interesting here is how this long-term commitment, it's not just continuing, it's being properly formalized, really formalized. It signals a new phase. Growth, localization in the tech sector there. We're looking at an announcement came out July 7th, 2025. It's about EON Reality.
EON Reality, right? The big name in AI and extended reality XR tech.
Exactly. They're a global leader.
So our mission today, what we want to do is really understand the significance of EON Reality setting up this formal South African presence. We want to look at who's involved, the key people, and crucially, what this actually means for education, for workforce development, across the whole region. It's more than just news.
It really is. It's like a roadmap for what's next.
Okay, so the big announcement. EON Reality, Inc. has officially established EON South Africa.
And look, this isn't just another office somewhere. It's permanent.
Yeah.
And, key point, 100% locally owned.
That's huge. And it's going to be led by Professor Ihron Rensburg. He's a very prominent South African education leader, known nationally, globally too. The announcement was recent, July 7th, 2025, like I said. But it's a key moment in a much longer story.
Yeah, and this is where it gets really interesting, isn't it? Because EON Reality isn't new to South Africa. Not at all. They've actually been operating there at a deep presence for 15 years.
Yeah.
15. So the question becomes, why formalize now? After all that time, 15 years of success, why is this step so significant? What changes? That's exactly it. That's the core thing we need to grasp. It's precisely because they've been there so long that this formal step is so strategic, so impactful. They haven't just, tested the waters. They've had continuous operations, built this amazing 15-year track record, successful projects all over South Africa. They've already got these deep relationships built on trust, with top institutions. You mentioned Vela University of Technology, Central University of Technology, University of the Western Cape.
The Duvos too, and Merceda, the training authority.
Right, Merceda. So this formalization is not about starting something new. It's a strategic deepening, a real commitment. Think about it. After 15 years, maybe operating through partners or less formally, becoming a 100% locally owned permanent entity. That unlocks so much. It gives them direct legal standing, makes it easier to tap into local funding, streamline hiring, engage directly with government on big long-term projects.
It cements their position, doesn't it? Moves them from just being a foreign company to being part of the local landscape.
Exactly, part of the fabric.
Dan Lajerskar, he's the chairman at EON Reality. He put it really well. He said, let me get the quote right. After 15 years of successful operations in South Africa, establishing EON South Africa under Professor Rensburg's leadership is the logical next step in our commitment to this market. And he really stressed it's not just about the tech, it's about building lasting partnerships, deeply embedded.
And Professor Rensburg's view, it just clicks right in with that. He said something like, EON Reality's 15-year journey in South Africa speaks volumes about their genuine commitment to our education sector. His words really highlight the trust, the shared vision that's grown over all this time. He's seen the impact. His backing says a lot.
Absolutely. And speaking of Professor Rensburg, we really should dive into his background because him being involved, that's a massive factor here. He is, and this isn't an exaggeration, a really top academic leader in South Africa and globally. Many people will know him from his time as vice chancellor and principal at the University of Johannesburg. That was 2006 to 2017, a period of huge transformation there.
Definitely. And beyond that, his current role is significant too. Senior Associate of Higher Education Leadership and Management, HLM. That's a key program under University of South Africa, USAF. And USAF, just so you understand, it's the main voice for all 26 public universities in the country. They work on national strategy, policy, research, leadership. So Professor Rensburg, he's not just an academic figurehead. He's been right at the heart of shaping higher education strategy.
And his own academic background.
Very strong. PhD from Stanford, international and comparative education. He's really recognized for his work on educational transformation, especially in post-apartheid South Africa, but also globally.
So when EON Reality says he brings unparalleled expertise, that's not just corporate spick.
Not at all. It's spot on. Deep practical knowledge, huge network, real influence.
Which leads to the next question, really. What does his leadership actually mean for EON South Africa, for its strategy, its relevance on the ground?
Well, it means the tech and the solutions won't just be, cutting-edge globally, they'll be tailored specifically for the unique needs, the often complex challenges of South Africa's education system. And that's practical stuff. It means understanding things like, well, varying internet access across different regions, the specific skills needed in different industries, the cultural aspects of how learners engage across diverse provinces.
So contextualizing global innovation for real local impact.
Precisely. Making it work there.
And that brings us to the actual impact, the benefits. Why this matters to you, whether you're in education or training or just watching global tech, this new formal entity, it directly meets a clear demand in the market for more local presence, stronger support, better support.
Absolutely. For all the existing EON Reality customers in South Africa, and there are many, this means things should get even better. A smooth transition to enhanced service, faster responses, hopefully, deeper integration so they understand the local operational context better. Just more comprehensive, localized support overall. EON South Africa will basically consolidate and expand everything. Customer support, implementation help, market development, all right there on the ground.
Think about what that means for a university. Maybe getting a new VR lab up and running much faster. Or for a training college, adapting modules quickly for new industry needs.
Exactly. It speeds things up. It's about accelerating that educational shift with local hands-on help.
And we need to stress the structure again. 100% locally owned. That's critical. It means full compliance with local business rules, regulations. But, importantly, while keeping EON Reality's high global tech standards and innovation going.
Yeah, it's not just putting a name on the door. It's a serious strategic investment in the South African market, in its future.
And what about potential new clients?
For them, the benefit is this combination. You get EON Reality's global innovation power, and it is powerful. They're pushing AI and XR boundaries, combined with Professor Rensburg's deep understanding of the local scene. That fusion, global tech plus local insight. It's incredibly valuable. It ensures solutions aren't just advanced, they're relevant, culturally, contextually relevant.
So, pulling it all together, what's the big picture for education, for job training in South Africa? You mentioned Dan Lajurskar's vision. Lasting partnerships that transform education and workforce development. It sounds like it's about much more than just selling tech licenses.
Really, much more. It's about a systemic shift. Changing how knowledge gets transferred, how skills are developed, how people get ready for the future of work. It's about making high-quality learning experiences more accessible, really democratizing it.
And connecting that wider, what does this signal?
Well, first, it shows massive confidence from EON Reality in South Africa's growth potential as a tech hub, as an education leader in Africa. Second, this whole approach, it could be a model, for how other global tech companies engage with emerging markets, ethically invest.
Focusing on local ownership, local leadership, not just setting up a branch office.
Exactly. That feels like a significant shift, building real capacity within the country itself.
And it fits right into EON Reality's wider mission, doesn't it? Making knowledge available, accessible, and affordable globally. Using their AI and XR tech, they just launched their Spatial AI University this year, 2025. That initiative seems like a perfect example.
It is. It shows their commitment to transforming education globally. These immersive, AI-powered learning spaces, they allow for personalized, scalable education, reaching learners anywhere.
Imagine medical students practicing surgery in VR or trainees working with virtual heavy machinery safely. AI adapting to how they learn. That's the transformation, right?
That's the potential, yes. And it really brings home the point about local expertise and trust. You need that local understanding, that leadership rooted in the community for even the best technology to really take hold and make a difference.
Yeah.
Especially in diverse places.
It has to be integrated properly.
From the inside out, yeah.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the main takeaways from this deep dive. The big one. EON South Africa is established. It's a formal step, but it builds on 15 solid years. It's now under Professor Ihron Rensburg's leadership, which is huge. And it signals a really deep, long-term commitment to tech in education and training in the region. Better service, local expertise, real investment.
Definitely. And that leaves us with maybe a thought for you, the listener, to chew on. As we see more global tech companies doing this, localizing, empowering local leaders, really investing in the local economic structure. What does that mean? What are the ripple effects for job creation, for skills, for economic growth, not just in places like South Africa, but maybe closer to home for you, in your own community, your industry?
Yeah, how could similar moves, similar localized tech initiatives reshape education access and opportunities right where you are? It's a powerful thought. A future where global innovation really meets local needs, driven by local understanding. Definitely something to reflect on.